Ya Ali Madad, all friends. Thank you for joining us this morning. Friends, today we have our presenter Yasmin Karim Sahiba, and the topic today is Wisdom of Barakat.
Mala Ali Madad, Ferial, thank you so much for one and all Ya Ali Madad. Today we are going to have a wonderful time because for us as Ismailis, the word Baraka or Barakat is linked with the Imam of the time. Today we are going to look at different aspects of Barakat, and we will see how Barakat is all encompassing. We will see how Barakah is eternal. Okay, so I would like you to take a few seconds and have a look at this image. Think about how it connects with Barakah. Think of what is found in the depths of the mountain. Remember, inanimate kingdom is that of minerals, deep down into the mountain, and how beautifully they continue to grow, right? How this image relates to Baraka, physically, spiritually, and intellectually. So we know that Barakat is plural of Baraka, and it literally means growth, increase in abundance, prosperity. And we know that the special meaning of Barakat is infinite knowledge, wisdom, ta'id from the Imam of the time. Barakat means endless divine good, the continuation of all the bounties for the body, soul, and intellect. The tasbih that Imam has given us, I have made this formula the 4D formula, how Ya Allah, Ya Wahhab, Ya Ali, Allahu Samad is so all encompassing of every kind of barakah, right? It gives us all the tools we need. It creates opportunities for us. The more we reflect upon it, the more it unfolds. With my students, I do an activity, always ask them to chew chapati or roll, just chew and chew and chew in your mouth, meaning reflect, regurgitate, gives you a very special, unique sweetness. So in terms of barakat for Ya Allah, divine spark, broader understanding, our hearts and minds open, we are able to receive understanding and wisdom. Ya Allah gives us this action which is related with and based in the knowledge. Ya Ali, then we know that divine remembrance so is a cycle of continuous barakah. Allahu Samad, which is the divine potential, it helps us to be very, very grateful. It helps us strike this balance between din and dunya, how through Giryazari we can actually continue to be mindful, continue to achieve the balance. Ya Allah, Ya Wahhab, Ya Ali, full of barakah. We start our day with these prayers, and there's nothing lacking in it. It just has every tool, creates opportunities, it gives us courage, energy, broader understanding. Barakah is never ending. We see that Hazrat Ibrahim has said, then he who follows me is of me. That is, he is my spiritual child. So what does it mean to follow me? Follow the Imam of the time. We need to follow Deen Haq. We need to follow the spirituality. We need to follow the ethics of our faith. We need to obey the Imam of the time. We need to work hard so we can come closer to him and get his happiness, because then only we can truly be his spiritual children, right? So again, never ending cycle of barakah. We are actually immersed in the nur of the Imam of the time. This slide, I'm sure, will remind you of feelings and beautiful blessings full of barakah when Imam gives us didar, darbar, and showers us with blessings. Here we see that the cycle of salawat through the Imam of the time, we all receive blessings, barakah. So the purpose of barakah is to take us out from the darkness of ignorance, from the darkness of not knowing, into the light of recognition, the light of understanding, and the light of unity, the light of service. So we see then how Nur Maulana Shakri Mulsini Hazri Imam is actually Rahmat lil Alameen, because Imam of the time is showering us with barakah. And this is a point to remember. Imam continues to shower blessings upon us, even though when he's not physically showering us with his prayers. We all remember his farmans. My hand is upon you. You are constantly in my prayers, in my thoughts, right? And Imam is forever showering us. It's an automatic barakah for the murids of the Imam of the time. Shukran lillah, alhamdulillah. So we see then that barakah encompasses all the attributes of Allah. We know that Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Hazri Imam is the treasure of all treasures and contains all the sublime blessings. The beauty of Imam's blessings are that it gives birth to another blessing and another blessing and another barakah and more barakah and more barakat. It continually gives birth to new possibilities, new barakah. So one Khanavadan from our beloved Nur Maulana Shakir Musin Hazri Imam gives endless barakas. Imam says, the Quran refers very often to nature as a reflection of Allah's power of creation. And it says, look at the mountains, look at the rivers, look at the trees, look at the flowers as evidence of Allah's love for the people whom He has created. Today I look at the environment and I say to you, I believe Allah is smiling upon you. May His smile always be upon you. Remember the first slide? I requested you all to reflect on what is the mountain saying about this idea of barakat. So we can make a connection of how the mountain itself is self-sustaining. A human being can get every single resource from this mountain, right? The key here is Allah's love for the people whom He has created. Allah's love. Imam loves us so much more than we can ever imagine. Look, He continues to give us blessings. I give you blessings for barakat in your lives and for mushkil asan. Word barakat is eternal. It's a never-ending cycle of bounties and blessings from the Imam of the time. Barakat, the height of Sirat al-Mustaqim. We can make a connection of Sirat al-Mustaqim with the Miraj of our Holy Prophet. Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Hazrat Imam says, I give to each and every one of you on the occasion of this mulaqat and to your families and your jamaats my most affectionate loving blessings for your happiness, for your good health, unity of your families, for strength on Sirat al-Mustaqim, and for barakat and for mushkil asan. See how important it is to the Imam of the time that we all progress on Sirat al-Mustaqim. Imam does not just want us to progress on Sirat al-Mustaqim, he wants us to become Sirat al-Mustaqim. This is the mono-reality, this is the ultimate barakah of the Imam of the time. Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Hazrat Imam says, once again, I give to each and every one of you and your families and your jamaats, wherever they are, my best loving blessings for the fulfillment of your wishes, barakat, 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 and mushkil asan. So see, he's using barakat 3 times here. Physical, spiritual, intellectual. Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Hazrat Imam is the supreme name, and he is the only one who can give us the Isme Azam. The highest level of Sirat al-Mustaqim is Ma'rifat and Fanafillah Bakabillah, to become one, to merge in the Nur of the Imam of the time. And Imam of the time, when he gives us blessings, he converts all our diseases and all our pain into peace. Again, look how beautiful it is. Peace leads to salawat. Salawat is the act of Hazrat Imam of Allah showering blessings upon the murids of the time through the Imam of the time. So then barakat is perpetual guidance and it's practical teaching. Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Hazrat Imam continues to guide not only us, his murids, we have done his bayat, affirmed, confirmed, and have given our allegiance to obey him. But Imam also gives practical guidance to the whole world of humanity. For us, as Imam says, to each and every one of you, I give today my special loving blessings for your worldly happiness, for your good health, for the recovery of those who are sick, for unity of your family, for your worldly success, for success in your spiritual endeavors, and your prayers, and in the search for light. See how Imam is connecting us and reminding us that, okay, we as human beings are compendium of body, soul, and intellect. So he's giving us first foremost prayers for our worldly success and happiness, for good health. Then he's also reminding us that spiritual health, spiritual success is as important, because we need this balance of din and dunya. Soul is eternal, and that each and every one of you may have that light, and that every day, all the time, and every night, all the time, barakah should be with you. And I give you my special, my warmest, and my most loving blessings. See again, he's giving us barakah every day, day and night. He's completing the circle, right? He's reminding us again that soul is eternal, that we should be mindful, that our real I right now is still with the Imam of the time. What a great blessing for us to be aware of that, right? Hazrat Imam continues to shower blessings upon us, and he says, I give my best special blessings for Barakat. Again, when Imam continues to shower us with barakah, how can we make a connection of the barakah physically, spiritually, intellectually, and beyond, right? Barakah should accompany you and your families, your children, and your jamaats. And I give special blessings for strength of Iman, to stay on Sirat al-Mustaqim, to live by the ethic of Islam, and find happiness in your spiritual and worldly lives. See again the balance, right? Physical and spiritual. And he's giving us barakat for this balance, right? And then he continues to shower us with best affectionate blessings, Kanavadan, Kanavadan, Kanavadan. We can understand this in multiple ways, right? Every Kanavadan is also a cycle of salawat, infinite blessings and barakat. The word barakah is used as mubarak for the Holy Quran. Barakah is used as tabarak, burika, mubarak. All these are synonyms for the word of barakat. Here we are going to look at burika, blessed is. We know that in Khutbatul Bayan, Mullah Ali has said, I am the light from which Moses sought light and was guided. Here, blessed is actually is not the attribute of Allah. So here, Burika actually refers to the revealed light, Nur-e Mujassam, the Imam of the time. Each and every name of God has barakat. Every name of God has physical, spiritual, and intellectual barakat. For example, Ar-Rahman, the compassionate. Every kind of barakat and spiritual mercy is given. Any name of Allah we take, it has multiple barakats in it. So we know that in 27:107, God says, Wama arsalnaka illa rahmatan lil alamin. We have sent you not save as a mercy for the people. Because when he went for Miraj, he took each and every soul. That's monoreality. Every single soul did Didar, though it was in the unconscious state. Everyone entered paradise when Holy Prophet went for his Miraj. Today, Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Hazri Imam is Nafs and Wahida, he's the universal soul. He's making all of us one in himself. It's a reflection point, today in this world of artificial intelligence. On one hand, we have war coming out of COVID situations. Every single thing that's happening in this world today, just reflect on how Imam is actually enlightening every single soul who is present on this earth today in his personal world. Every time Nur Maulana Shah Kamal Hussaini Haji Imam says Khanavadan, he gives us light. That's a very special barakah, radiating mercy for the whole world of humanity. The greatest barakah, singular, guidance to be led on Sirat al-Mustaqim. God guides unto his light whom he wills. The recognition of the Imam of the time is the greatest blessings because it is the Imam of the time through whom we receive barakah, knowledge, ta'id, recognition, wisdom, and above all the pleasure of God is received, is achieved only through the pleasure of the Imam of the time. Barakah, physically, spiritually, intellectually. Physically, we all know through the example of the mountain how everything is rotating in abundance, how water continues to flow. When the water is flowing down through the mountains, it gets polluted by the time it reaches the base of the mountain. How knowledge is given, comes down from the skies, it comes down from the universal soul, the Imam of the time, the universal intellect. But by the time we receive it, it's dependent on our actions, our intentions, our capacity, our knowledge level. So it's really, really important to keep our hearts clean in order for us to keep it soft through Giryavzari so it can continually expand. Okay. Spiritual barakah, we all know, is the cycle of salawat. It is endless, limitless, and creates new possibilities. It's full of wisdom. It gives ma'rifat to us. It gives spiritual blessings and peace above all. And this spiritual barakah is at the level of Israel. What that means is that when the spirituality begins, we are able to hear and we are able to see the sublime blessings of the Imam of the time. For example, when Ginans are recited, sometimes we have tears in our eyes. Why is that happening? Because our heart, our soul is on fire for the love of the Imam of the time. It's melting. And so that is because of ta'id, the spiritual help that we get from the Imam of the time. Intellectual barakah is intellectual, it gives intellectual satisfaction. In Africa, our grandparents used to say that every Ismailis forehead shines. The deeds of our fathers and forefathers, how that is also bringing us barakah today, right? Barakats from the sky. Diwan and Asiri, the greatest Ismaili poet, says that Nur Maulana Shah Kamal Hussaini Hazri Imam, he is the mine of munificence, generosity, and bounty. The fountain of the water of life is Maula Karim. Without the fountain of the water of life, there is no life. And so in Surah Kahf, also God says that we send down from the sky blessed water and give growth to gardens and the grain of crops. Again, fresh water. We see how the blessings and favors of God continually unfold every time we do zikr. Even for a billionth of a second, we remember, as Haji Imam says, Allah, Muhammad, the names of the Imam of the time. At that split second also, we get the freshness of the rain and we get barakah and continually get barakah. So the most profound and eternal barakah is the cycle of salawat. As our beloved 48th Imam Azam al-A'imma has said, Islam's basic principle can only be defined as monorealism and not monotheism. So we see how Allah continually showers blessings through the angels, Holy Prophet, Imam of the time, and then it comes to us. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Through the progeny of the Holy Prophet and the Imam of the time, we all receive Salawat. The purpose of Salawat is to take us to the height of our destination, which is mono-reality, to merge in the Nur of the Imam of the time, the highest point in Sirat al-Mustaqim. So becoming Sirat al-Mustaqim. this is monoreality, right? So the cycle of Salwat clearly shows we have these conditions to fulfill. And the first and foremost condition is the love for the Imam of the time, the Chandarat membership. Pay your dasun, say your dua 3 times, have ethical behavior, acquire knowledge, share knowledge. The more receptive we are, the more barakah will work for us. Professor Allama Nasruddin Hunzai says that barakah is like many colors and fragrances of knowledge. It is not possible for any human being to count the blessings. Barakah is the endless divine good, continues to give new possibilities. For that, we have to open our hearts and minds and intellect. We have to acquire knowledge. Remember the bird, knowledge and action and ibadat. So we need to have that in order for us to continually receive more and more barakah. Barakah brings into existence new spiritual things and new possibilities, and it renews things, just like we have cycles in nature, right? Every spring, the trees bloom, there's new flowers with all different kind of fragrances, right? So same thing with barakah. It continually unfolds new possibilities. Remember the morning prayer, Ya Allah, Ya Wahhab, Ya Ali, Allah Samad. We start our day full of blessings. Remember the principle of وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا عِندَنَا خَزَائِنُهُ وَمَا نُنَزِّلُهُ إِلَّا بِقَدْرٍ مَّعْلُومٍ. We will receive barakah as much as we are able to. According to the law of everlasting life and the law of essence, barakah is never-ending divine good. What is the law of everlasting life? We see that God creates from death, He creates life. From spiritual death, intellectual life is created. So this is also the cycle of renewal. The law of excellence we see in the mountain. The mineral kingdom is annihilated in the vegetative kingdom. The vegetative kingdom is annihilated in the animal into humans, humans into, as Maulana Rumi says, then what? Angelic? But it doesn't stop there, right? It continues to up to the cycle of fanafillah and bakabillah, and therefore barakah is endless, and it is divine medicine, it is divine healing, and it continually keeps us refreshed, gives us new ideas, courage, creativity, especially in today's time. Earlier on, I said that half of the world is worried about artificial intelligence, but when we look at it through the lens of barakah, artificial intelligence is actually full of barakat. Remember, the human mind is created. Silently, we continuously receive Imam's blessings every moment. This is the era of special barakat. We know that our beloved 48th Imam gave Isma Azam to so many murids, right? Today, Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Hazri Imam continues to shower supreme blessings upon each and every one of us. He is the fountainhead of blessings. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa alim. Imam is continually healing us, blessing us, and he is continuously opening our hearts, minds, and intellect so we are able to understand, we are able to receive, we are able to see how so many symbols all converge, relate to وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ فِي إِمَامٍ مُبِينٍ. Let's continue on with Q&A. Any comments, any suggestions, please let me know. Thank you.
Subhanallah, Yasmin Saiba, it was a really very deep understanding you gave us today on Barakat. The first question, friend is asking that Maulana Hazar Imam has started to give the prayers of Barakat very recently. In his old farmans, the term Barakat was not used as much. What can be the reason?
I think only Hazri Imam can tell us why, but when we look at the evolution of our Jamaat today, we can see logically why. Right? Let me cite this Farman. Okay, this was made in 1958. Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Hazri Imam says, I give you all my special, best loving blessings, Khanavadan. Uttam Dua Ashish, Khanavadan. See the word Uttam Dua Ashish? So Uttam, I think some of you may have a clearer understanding or a deeper understanding of the word Uttam. Uttam Dua Ashish. For me, it's the same as Baraka. Because Uttam, the ultimate Dua Ashish, the point of new beginnings, all the way to the point of new understandings, new possibilities, realization, and becoming. Right? So just like Baraka, is Arabic. I think today Hajjumam wishes us to learn Quranic terminology. We are a global Jamaat so that every murid can enjoy and understand one Khanavadan, one Uttam Duashish, one Baraka from the Imam of the time manifests endless understandings, realization, new beginnings, guidance, higher ambitions, blessings of service, blessings of new ideas to help humanity. There's so many blessings for sure that my mind cannot even comprehend. A little bit of that. Thank you.
Friend is asking how is Salwat connected to monoreality? And I also, in one of you also talked about that peace leads to Salawat. So if you can explain both the things together, peace leads to Salawat, and also how is Salawat connected to monoreality?
Great question. Thank you. Salwat is monoreality because it is the rope of God. Remember Hablullah? Our higher eye is in the nur of the Imam of the time right now, and our lower eye here in this world. How can we close this gap? How can we bring our lower eye closer and closer and closer to the nur of the Imam of the time? Through utmost obedience, 100% submission, love for the Imam of the time, our ethics and deeds, yearning for knowledge, sharing knowledge, all these actions, all these barakas bring us closer and closer and closer to He who is above all else. Remember Surah Qasas? I believe it's 2888, where we annihilate everything in the end, annihilates in the face of Allah, right? Everything merges in the nur of the Imam of the time. So that's how Salwat is monoreality, because it takes us back to the nur of the Imam of the time from where we have come. As Surah Nisa tells us, right? خَلَقَكُم مِّن نَفْسٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. Salwat is peace because it is given to us as spiritual peace, intellectual satisfaction. If we remember the Nurani words of our beloved 48th Imam, Hazrat Imam Sultan Ahmad Shah Azam Imma, our souls be sacrificed for him 1,000 times, he reminds us, right, that Chandarat comes once a month. It is a day of new moon. It is a day of spiritual peace and satisfaction. And then he tells us recite a lot of salwat. Recite salwat abundantly because it will strengthen us. It will give us firm faith. It will help us to progress on Sirat al-Mustaqim. And above all, it will bring us balance between our deen and dunya, the world of command and the world of creation. Because we know that salwat is coming from the world of command, right? It is descending, given to us as spiritual peace.
Yes, you did, perfectly. Very, very good. In short, when you explain the rope of Allah, everything comes into that, that how we can make that rope closer and closer, how we can make it shorter to, come close to Allah. So, shukr, alhamdulillah. Thank you. I think at this point we will take one raised hand, and it is Shenaz Lokhanwala. Please unmute
Yali
yourself.
Madad. Thank you. Yali Madad, Yasmin.
Malal Madad, thank you.
So the moment you said about the higher eye, yes, these are comments and help me if I can connect this. So Nasir Khusro, Bir Nasir Khusro had once said, "What use are my eye if I cannot see my state in paradise?" Right? So the way you said higher eye, we always have to look out The higher I is always in paradise. So we have to see our status already in paradise. The next thing was there was one more, Sultan Muhammad Shah's Arwahuna Fidahu. In Aga Khan, in Memoirs of the Aga Khan, chapter 8, he says, every particle is connected to the supernatural power. He said that. And then, now we recently, on 11 July, we said the Munajat. And in the Munajat, the seventh Kadi, I I don't have the, but I did write the meaning of it after coming home. And Pir Shams is saying the guests in the Mehman Khana during your arrival, we are all celebrating your Takht Nashini. And then he's saying Pir Shams is reciting Salwat and enjoying the joy of Marifatan and the knowledge. Eh, And that's maybe he's thinking that, but why not? Even we have the power, right? The recognition of the happiness, even we can connect that, right? So I just wanted to know if this can be connected to whatever beautiful, luminous explanation that you gave.
Thank you. Sure, you can make connections because these are your insights, these are your blessings from the Imam of the time, the barakah he showers upon you. So I would encourage you to keep a notebook, write down your insights, your reflections. This will also help you to reflect and regurgitate. Shukr.
Shukr, alhamdulillah, mashallah, very good.
Alhamdulillah.
And that also, helping all the friends that whatever we understand, if we start regurgitating and put our vision in our notebook, then this is the barakat, that is given to me, so it's my insight. So, shukr, alhamdulillah, that is such a beautiful, profound thing that also I learned today. Friend is also asking, do we have to recite salawat more or isme azam more to come to closer to Mola? Please explain.
That's a great question. Thank you. And I'm not sure how to answer it. When we remember the Nurani words of our beloved Imam, then we know that reciting a lot of salawat is really important. Right? Salawat is Hablullah, the rope of Allah, and by reciting a lot of salawat, it elevates us and takes us closer and closer to the Nur of the Imam of the time. So same thing with Isme Azam. Isme Azam too encompasses the cycle of salawat in it. Once the greatest Ismaili poet was reciting a lot of salawat, thousands of salawats. During the recitation, he felt he was flying higher and higher and higher. And so when one recites a lot of salawat, there's definitely elevation, there's definitely coming closer and closer to the Nur of the Imam of the time. For in a way, salawat itself is also an ism. Right? I'll just leave it at that. Thank you.
Friend is asking, and also I had the same, concept when you said that barakat is coming, the water is flowing from the sky to the earth. So at that point, I also thought the same thing, and the friend is asking the same thing. I'm taking myself as the earth, and sky is the imam of the time, and the
Yeah.
barakat is coming from the sky to the earth, so that my zameen, my personal world, uh, you know receives it and get ready to cultivate. So friend is
Yeah.
asking, how do we make the earth of the personal world receptive?
The conditions to make our earth receptive is first and foremost the love for the Imam of the time. And then we need to obey him. We need to seek his closeness. We need to come closer to him. We need to come closer to the Imam of the time through knowledge and action. Remember again the bird. Remember the principles our beloved Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Haji Imam Steady has reminded us, right? That unity and service for the Jamaat, very, very important. And the fastest way for us to make our earth soft and fertile, ready for it to receive the seeds, all the barakah, so the growth takes place, is Giri Awzari. For the earth to be very fertile, we need water and we need sunlight. So both are important, right? Knowledge and Nurani Ibadat. But Nurani Ibadat is not for everybody. So knowledge and zikr, remembrance of Allah, even for a billionth of a second, when we take the name of the Imam of the time or Allah, Prophet, Imams, as Imam says, we receive so much freshness and so much barakah. Already our earth is receptive.
Thank you. And it's goes from darajat to darajat. So it's not going to happen in a one point. Like it's not like we start and it's done. It goes from level to level, slowly to slowly. Just as if we see soak a seed in the zameen, and it takes time to flourish. So that's why we see the seasons. We see how the seed germinates. Those are all the physical example that we can connect with our spiritual life too, right? Shukran, alhamdulillah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Yes.
um, Friend asked also that if you can share the first slide.
I had requested everyone to just reflect on what this image is saying. Point here is to receive the blessings, the barakah of the salawat that Imam sends us. We have to become excavators. We have to start digging. We have to become divers. In the example of Sayyidina Nasir Khusra, remember? Go become a diver, dive into the depths of the ocean and bring out the pearls. So the key is to have this fire, the burning desire, because it is the burning desire which then helps us to stay on Sirat al Mustaqim and to have this didar, which is the ultimate.
Thank you. Friend is also asking, when we talked about the personal world, friend is asking if you can explain the inner journey and its stages.
Thank you. That's a great question. Since we are focusing on barakat, blessings, let's try to understand the stages of inner journey with Sirat al-Mustaqim. So we know that the living Sirat al-Mustaqim is the Imam of the time. So our inner journey begins with obeying his firmans, right? So the first level we know is Sharia. Second, Tariqat or Sufism, as Khudawat has explained in Usuluddin. Third is Hakikat, Ismailism. And fourth is Ma'rifat, right? If you want to understand the stages of the inner journey, we can also look at Ilmul Yaqeen, Ainul Yaqeen, and Haqqul Yaqeen. We can also understand the stages of the inner journey according to the Ismaili philosophy, which is first, we take Ismi Azam from the Imam of the time. Second, Ismi Azam starts to work. Third, the carnal soul starts to melt, or the carnal soul starts to burn because of the power of this miasm and obedience and love for the Imam of the time. Then, when the carnal soul dies, the spiritual birth begins, right? After spiritual birth and then going through spiritual resurrection, there is spiritual death. At that point, then one gets intellectual life. There's a beautiful verse in Diwan in Asiri. I believe it starts with Mehfil bhi tu, Manzil bhi tu, Hasil bhi tu, Maqsad bhi tu, Maula Karim, Maula Karim. Isn't it beautiful how it takes us full circle, right? Remember, the journey begins with a spark, because we all have the divine spark. And then remember, Imam has reminded us time and again that it's our responsibility. We need to make sure that this spark gets brighter and brighter and brighter so that it can merge with the companionship on high. So how beautiful that it completes the circle from the spark to the flame itself, the cycle of monoreality where each one of us annihilate in the Imam of the time, in the Noor of the Imam of the time. Thank you. I think I'll leave it at that.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Yes, actually, you gave more than what the question was. So, very deep understanding, very deep, explanation you give. Thank you.
Shukran, Yalla.
I like the sentence when you said somewhere in between that Maulana Hazar Imam wants us to become the Siratul Mustaqim. In the path, he is the final destination, but he wants us to be, merge with him, just like him, so we can merge with him. Shukr, alhamdulillah. Thank you. Um, Friend, if you have any questions, you can either post or raise your hand, and then we had a very good session today. So much more to learn too. We have Parveen Punjani. Please unmute yourself.
I really, really appreciate the way you explain, and Shukar Mola, we are receiving all this knowledge. All I can say is Shukar, Shukar, Alhamdulillah. Yeah, but thank you for all your time and your seva. May Mola give you lot of barakat,
Um,
inshallah.
um,
Ameen.
Thank you all friends for joining.